back to my channel. Hello if you are new. So today we are going to be doing the April budget setup. Now I am excited for you guys to see that. We're back down to a normal 4 paycheck month. We are still working towards saving for a house. We are still working on wedding stuff. We are still just trying to keep everything together, and I can tell you that due to everything that's going on, it is getting harder not to do things like going out to eat. So hopefully I can get that in line, because March was definitely not a successful month in that area. So let's see if April can be better and see what our budgeting is going to look like. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, you guys, so I have already set this up just because I needed reference for some things that were coming up. So first of all, there are 4 weeks in April, so that is $698.06, leaving my income at $2,742.24. Not a bad month. I really would like to get to a point where I'm making $4,000 a month, but I just don't see that happening with everything that's going on right now. Giving, so we have $75 for gifts. This is a birthday month for me and a couple of other people in my life, but hopefully this will not be too extreme and everything can kind of save up for those Christmas months. Then giving, we have $80. This is for church, and I also know that along with church comes the food pantry and normally a flowers or cemetery fund or a building fund. There's normally a couple extra envelopes in there. So we can go ahead and look at giving for those months. My goal this year is to put money in every single envelope, whether I'm there or not, and give money to the church for whatever they need. Then for Grandma's payback, we are not done with March yet, so that is why this is not zeroed out. And there's nothing in other. Rent is just the standard rent. Water, I did raise this to $45 just because the city announced that they're raising prices, and unfortunately it took effect on my last bill. So I did go a slight bit over budget on my water bill, which is not normal, and so I wanted to give me a little bit more wiggle room, so I added money to make it $45. Natural gas, I know, is $74.02 and that it's coming out on the 6th of April. Electricity, I don't have that bill, so I went ahead and budgeted $150. We are starting to get into the months where neither the heater is running all the time nor the air conditioner is turned on yet. So that means that we have that opportunity. Let me erase this note here. That means that we have the opportunity to really save money in our utilities, in both gas and electric. It's the few months out of the year that I get really happy because I know that I can just use the fresh air, fans for some circulation, and that's all I have to do. $70 for internet, paid on the 10th automatically. Phone bill, $40 is what we're budgeting. Trash is $14. Household maintenance, $100, meaning I have a total of $358.24, which I did make a larger purchase for me out of household maintenance, and you guys will get to see what those are coming up as I discuss them in my March budget. But I am pretty excited about them. It's something I've been looking forward to for a while, and I actually was going to put it on my wedding registry, but it went on clearance, and if someone doesn't buy it, I knew it was going to be gone, and I had been looking for this forever, so I just went ahead and bought it. And then pet care, $319.63. As we will get into the warmer months, either in April or May, Ivy will be going in for her haircut, nail trim, and renewal on her medicines. So we can kind of know that this is going to be utilized within the next couple of months. Transportation, we have $300 for gas and $100 for maintenance, meaning there's $566.09. I'm hoping I don't need an oil change this month. I believe it will be in May that I need it. So I just need to keep everything going. I do know that I will have my car wash subscription coming out of this, and you guys, I have been utilizing it, and it's been pretty nice to have a clean car pretty consistently. Food, I'm doing $100 for groceries, and restaurants, I'm doing $75. Lifestyle for entertainment, I have $50, and I will be spending more of this money in March in preparation for something I have going on in May. Clothing, $75. I did bump this down from $100 just because I'm not really utilizing it all the time. Hair and beauty, it is the month I'm getting my hair done. Thank goodness. I don't know if you could tell when you guys saw me, but my roots are getting extremely long, and there's just not a lot I can do about it right now. Spotify and Hulu is $9.99. Netflix is $9.99. Acorns is $33, and because I always forget, I went ahead and put those charges in there to zero this out. We have $50 for medical, and then my insurance benefit card just kind of hanging out. My car insurance, we have met over our $350, so I am not going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to kind of let it sit until June. Car tags, same thing. We are at what we imagine it'll be in July, so I'm not going to mess with that. Housing, $340, so this will continue. Identity, we are at what we need to be, so I'm leaving that. And taxes, you will notice that this is starting over because I paid my taxes and got those done in March. So we are starting over officially in April. That's $42 a month to equal $500 to get my tax done, which does seem like it's going to be a lot less. And then I paid what I owed because of the way my work bonuses go. I have to put away half for taxes, so that came out of this account as well, or this fund as well. And so that's taken care of, and it will be very interesting to see what happens next year because I will be married next year. So I will have part of the year as a single person and part of the year as a married person. For tax purposes, yes, I'm an accountant, but I am not a tax accountant, so I don't know if I need to. I'm assuming I filed jointly for the entire year, but we will see how that works. So that leads us to savings. My emergency fund is sitting at just over $15,000. I'm very happy with this. So I did kind of talk it out with my fiance, and we believe we will set aside $30,000 as an emergency fund when we are married. So that does mean that either he will supply $15,000, or once we're married, my house fund will become the other half of our emergency fund, and his emergency fund will become part of the house fund. It just kind of depends how that works out. Either way, as we get married, it will become our money, so it doesn't really matter whichever way works. But in the meantime, $15,000 is where we're going to leave it sitting. My future house has $4,800, almost $4,900 sitting in it. I'm very excited about this. This came from what you will see in my March finalizing video, where everything kind of moved over that was left over in taxes. My wedding house fund, so on our website that we have, you can put money to a fund if you would like. So we decided to start one of those just because since we are both older and we kind of had our own lives separately, we have a lot of stuff. We don't need tons of stuff. And so this is what we opted to do, is we have a few items on there, but we also opted that you could supply money that we would be designating for a house fund. So this is that fund. The account was $100 to set up, so I transferred $100 in there, and it's just going to sit here. Technology, we have $500. Furniture, we have $0. Wedding, we have $7,800, and $1,700 of this is for a photographer. We do kind of have the pricing on food and everything, so this is not reflective of how much money I have left to budget. It's just how much money I can spend still, in the sense that a lot of our money, like the photographer, has been booked, but we just paid the deposit, not the rest of it. Same with the food, we'll pay them closer to time. So the money, technically a good chunk of this has been spent, it just hasn't been paid yet. And I am keeping track of this on a separate spreadsheet of what the total cost was, how much we've paid, and how much we have left to pay, and also showcasing how much I have left to work with for my wedding fund. And then the Wedding for Me fund has almost $2,900 in it. Anything left over here will be going up to the Future House Fund. And what is really, I'm thinking that she is hearing my neighbors. He is outside hand washing his car, and she must not appreciate that. So I do apologize if you hear her in the background. What is nice about this wedding fund is we will apply for our marriage license next month, and that will come out of this. And then hopefully, with the exception of a couple of smaller under $100 items, this will be done. So that means everything else goes to our house fund. And then there's nothing else left. Okay, so there you guys go. That is my April budget setup. It's looking pretty good, as you can see. There's nothing huge going into anything, nothing really crazy, nothing big on spending, nothing big on savings either. It's just going to be kind of a normal month where we are slowly making progress towards our goals, but it's not going to be an outstanding month of anything, although it could turn into that. But I have showcased to you guys over the past few years just how much the slow progress can really make a difference. I mean, we started out with almost no money, and yes, I've had a couple of those really good months where I've made a crazy amount of progress, but in general, it just has been slow and steady wins the race. I've been able to pay off my debt. I've been able to save up a very good emergency fund. I have been able to buy a new to me car. I have been able to save a decent down payment for a house, and now that I am looking for a house with my fiance, it is an even bigger fund with the both of us combined eventually, not right now, obviously. And so I'm really excited to see how this goes. I'm hoping to showcase to you guys soon in a video what we're kind of looking for in a house and how that's changed from what I was looking for, not only just budget wise, but individually what I was looking for in a house versus what we were both looking for in a house now that we are looking together. And I'm just really excited to see what happens within the rest of this year. It's crazy to think that we are almost through 3 full months of the year at the time that I'm recording this, and I am just blown away at how much my life has changed in those 3 months. Pretty much all for the good, but it is just exciting to see, since those 3 months have gone by, what the rest of the year will look like. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!